Today I want to talk about the immersion in video games and what exactly immerses me in those games. For me to be immersed, I feel like there doesn't have to be necessarily a bunch of different avenues, because even a bad game can be honestly immersive. And one of those bad games just happens to be Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Now I'm not saying that in its entirety it's bad, it's just really outdated. The atmosphere in Oblivion is just something else compared to other video games. And Oblivion's sound design is why the atmosphere is so fantastic. And there is just something about this game when you take your first steps out of the sewers and enter the world of Cyrodiil. Now back in the day I never really knew what fast traveling was, so I literally just walked around everywhere and had nothing but pretty much this music to accompany me. But let me tell you, this music just absolutely stuck with me to this very day. There's just something immersive when you go out into this new world and you walk around and listen to this music, especially in the dead of night in this game, where there's pretty much nothing but you and your own thoughts just walking around. There were literally days where I would just kind of cozy up in my bed, put on a blanket, play this game, just look up at the stars and just think, wow, this is amazing. And there are other video games that immerse me in different ways, but there hasn't really been a video game that has immersed me in such a way like Oblivion did. Oblivion was the reason why I started loving video games in the first place. Now admittedly, these days Oblivion's kind of outdated, is really goofy looking, but the atmosphere is still there for me.
I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one again. I heard...
And I can't be the only one that feels or thinks this way, because there are 10-hour loops of these songs on YouTube that you can listen to right now. But for me, one of the best ways to immerse yourself is with movie-like experiences. And one of those experiences is Jedi Survivor. The reason why I get so immersed playing this game is because it's basically a movie experience that you can play. And especially since the recent Star Wars movies have been doing pretty bad.
Oh, they fly now! They fly now? They fly now!
I need something to fill that void, and surprisingly enough, this game does that. Anytime there's a cutscene that pops up, I feel like I should have popcorn in one hand and soda in the other. The story is really well done, the music is Star Wars, the cutscenes are Star Wars, you're playing as a Jedi Knight who's really badass, and it's just a whole nother feeling of immersion that isn't the same as Oblivion. But some days I don't want to just be playing a movie, or just have a game that has really good music. No, but instead I want to be a ruler, a leader, somebody that everyone can aspire to be, or despise me by the end of it. And one such game is Frostpunk. In Frostpunk, it is extremely important for you to be the one that's in control, to make sure everybody is calm and gets what they need within a post-apocalyptic world in a Frostpunk environment. They will love you and they will hate you. They will most definitely turn on you. And if you don't remain in control, they'll kick you out of the society for you to fend for yourself. They'll love the laws that you implement and they'll hate the laws that you'll implement. Sometimes you'll have to make them work 24 hours and they'll hate it. Sometimes you gotta make them work in the cold and they'll hate it. But there will always be one thing they'll always complain about. And that is the cold. Like, I can't control the weather, guys. You're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm giving you heat. Why are you complaining? And what Frostpunk shows is that most games don't need to have the beautiful cinematics of Uncharted, Last of Us, God of War. In order for this game to be immersive, it instead does it through storytelling and for you to protect your people and make sure they have what they need in order to survive the upcoming storm. But maybe, just maybe, instead of being a leader, you want to be scared. Well, that's where Alien Isolation comes in. Because even though this game came out in 2014, this game still holds up to today's standards. This game gets horror atmosphere right to the T, to the creaking of the metal, to the pitter-pattering inside of the vents. To the alien saliva coming down from the vents.
I hear something. Axel? Fuck if I go on me.
to the people that are just trying to survive and are shooting at you out of fear. The alien chasing you is by far the scariest thing, and knowing that it's chasing you, having this motion detector on you as it's creeping around, moving really fast through the vents right above you, it's just another level of horror that no other game really has been able to replicate. Creative Assembly really understood their homework and delivered an amazing product, and I really wish there was another game like this. Now, I could be talking about immersive video games all day, but how about I leave you with one more? Remember when I was talking about cinematic experiences? Well, Uncharted 4 is one of those games that makes me feel like I'm watching a movie at the same time playing a game. Its soundtrack's absolutely fantastic, the characters are fantastic, the story's great, and the fact that there is no more magic bullshit in this game is just fantastic. This is probably one of the only Sony games that I regularly replay every single year. There's something special about it when Nathan is just getting into a bunch of trouble and you have to take out a bunch of enemies all at once. I think all the set pieces are just over the top dramatic. They know exactly what this game is and they decided just to go balls to the wall crazy with it. A lot of the mechanics are a lot of fun here. Swinging on the rope and shooting people is a lot of fun, especially that really memorable moment when you're holding on to the truck and you're having to shoot guys as you're being dragged by it as well. It's just an amazing experience. Overall, I think all these games are really immersive games that I think everybody should be playing. And hopefully one day you guys will check these games out if you've never played it.